Okay, so today you guys are going to be using Pythagorean theorem again, but now it's going to be in word problems. So the best advice and the most help I can give you is draw a picture. It's really going to help you visualize what's happening. Like, we can't label which is our A, B, and C if you haven't drawn a picture of it. Usually we're talking about a right triangle. You can't use Pythagorean theorem if there is no right triangle in the picture. So like in number 1, it says a rectangle has side lengths of 11 inches and 25 inches. How long is the diagonal? So first of all, what am I going to draw a picture of? Well, in this one it said a rectangle, so I better draw a rectangle. So it doesn't need to be perfect. Here's my beautiful rectangle. And it said the side lengths of the rectangle are 11 and 25. So I'm going to put those in the picture. So I drew this one shorter, so I'll put 11 and 25. It does not matter which one you say. Like, your picture does not need to be perfect and exact. And then it says, how long is the diagonal? That's the slanted line connecting the two corners. So when I draw my diagonal, it's going to be like that-ish, okay? Now, when I draw that diagonal, if I notice, right here, it makes a right triangle. Oh my goodness. That's why we're doing this question. So I'm going to focus on that, and it wants me to find how long is the diagonal. So that means I'm going to put an X on the diagonal. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So this is my right triangle. Now I'm going to go through and label, oh, what's A and B and C? So across from the right angle, that's my C, and then A and B doesn't matter. So I'm doing A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So I said 11 was A, 25 is B, C squared we said, that's what we're trying to figure out, so X. So to solve this one, I know I'm typing this side in the calculator. So 11 squared plus 25 squared, enter, is 746. 746 is X squared, and then I know I'm supposed to square root and get X equals. And it didn't specify how I should answer. Usually in word problems, you should be rounding to the nearest tenth. That means a decimal. So I'm going to type the square root of 746, and I get 27.31. So I look at the 1. Does the 1 make the 3 bigger or keep it the same? It keeps it the same. It's between 0 and 4. That means it keeps it the same. So final answer is 27.3. And that is how long the diagonal is, okay? So you just have to make sure you're reading the question carefully. Draw a picture of it. It doesn't need to be a perfect picture, as you will see in the next question. In number 2, we're talking about a ladder is leaning against a wall. If the ladder is 16 feet long and is resting on the ground 2 feet from the base of the wall, how high up the wall does the ladder reach? So we have a ladder and a wall and the ground. So here's the wall. If it helps, label it wall. And then here's the ground. Okay, and then the ladder is going like this. It would be a straight line. See, this is what a ladder looks like. Ladder. Now, they told me some numbers in the question, so let's read. The ladder is 16 feet, so I'm going to put 16 on the ladder. It's resting on the ground 2 feet from the wall. So on the ground, I'm putting 2. How high up the wall? That's X. That's what I want to know. So here's my question. This is a right angle, if we are not aware. So now I can go ahead and label. So across from 90, that's my C, my hypotenuse. And I got my A and B. So I'm doing A squared plus B squared. Okay, I'm plugging in my A, I said was X. That's what I'm trying to figure out. B was 2. C was 16. That's equals 16. And now I gotta solve it. So my numbers are on different sides this time, so I gotta type those numbers in the calculator. So 2 squared I know is 4. 16 squared I gotta type in. I don't know what that is. 16 squared is 256. So that's what I'm going to write on this side is 256. And then x squared and the plus sign are dropping down. So now I got to move 4 to the other side. We know that means I got to subtract 4. Cancels. I'm left with x squared equals 256 minus 4 is 252. And then we're going to square root. So let's square root 252. Again, we're going to do it to the nearest 10th. 252. So 15.87, the 7, does it make the 8 bigger or keep it the same? Makes it bigger. So final answer should be 15.9. Final answer, okay? Again, just draw your pictures the best you can. Again, you don't need to be an artist. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just make sure you're drawing it correctly. Otherwise, you can't get the right answer. So you guys can go ahead and start on the practice for today.